This news program is proudly brought to you by
Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits
and Now Biscuits.
Importance of Bougainville issue highlighted in Parliament. PNG weighs in on Japan's nuclear waste disposal. And Mona Highway rehabilitation officially launched. Good evening, you're watching National EMTV News. I'm Grace Papiali. Thank you for joining us. Prime Minister James Marape said the issue of Bougainville was an important issue of interest for the National Parliament, and he has always supported the Bougainville Peace Agreement, which is now complete. This was said in support of the ministerial statement presented by the Minister for Bougainville Affairs, Manasseh Makiba, on the floor of Parliament.
Prime Minister Marape says it was the government's responsibility to ensure that the milestone which was prescribed in the Bougainville Peace Agreement be carried out as expected. When he became Prime Minister in 2019, he considered it his job to make sure all elements of the peace agreement that were outstanding must be resolved and giving people of Bougainville the opportunity to have a say in their political future.
As it is an agreement that is born out of a negotiated outcome from both sides, right after the unfortunate crisis of 1988 to that moment, and on both sides, the Bougainville side and the greater Papua New Guinea side sat on the table of peace and gave birth to the Bougainville Peace Agreement. As a result, we are here following this roadmap and the path. We continue on from the work put in since 2001 to find a final solution to the Bougainville issue or the Bougainville crisis and those matters that requires all our full attention.
Marape said the government recognized the constitutional and legal obligations to ensure that the result of the referendum is put to Parliament for deliberation.
The autonomous Bougainville government is a creation of that peace process. Every work that has happened or has not happened since then is required of us to assess in the implementation of the Bougainville Peace Agreement. And what is left to be done must be done. That is why, Mr. Speaker, myself and the President signed the sub-agreement 2 years ago. The purpose of that agreement was to accelerate the full transfer of powers from the national government to the autonomous Bougainville government. It is these powers that will help us build strong institutions that will in turn serve Bougainville well today, but more importantly, into the future, whether they become an independent nation or not, subject to the process before us.
He said Parliament had an obligation to ensure that the expectation of the peace agreement was delivered.
That is why I continue to called upon our Chief Secretary to personally oversee continued support and transfer of the balance of powers and to ensure functions that need to be given to Bougainville to make it work better is transferred ASAP. In these powers, it will empower the autonomous Bougainville government not only for service delivery, but more importantly, and something closer to my heart, is power to raise revenue.
Estagane, National EMTV News.
The Minister for Fisheries and Marine Resources, Jelta Wong, has confirmed that the National Fisheries Authority has reviewed the International Atomic Energy Agency review on the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power station in Japan.
Minister for Fisheries and Marine Resources Jalta Wong stated that after consultation with the Japanese Prime Minister and other agencies, an independent analysis of scientific data was provided to them through the IAEA report, giving them confidence that this treated water meets global accepted standards and will not harm regional fisheries. Minister Wong said they have agreed that the controlled release can proceed so long as there is ongoing testing and independent analysis. And if there is any increase in risk, that further water release will be stopped immediately. He added that comparison of the data from the samples taken of the treated water was undertaken by third-party laboratories that are members of the analytical laboratories for the measurement of environment radioactivity. Minister Wong confirmed that Papua New Guinea will continue to consult with partners, including other Pacific Island nations and Japan, on what is a serious matter for the region. Cynthia Maku, National EMTV News.
Good news for motorists and travelers that use the Mona Highway. The official launch of the rehabilitation and maintenance of roads and the rebuilding of the vital Daroa Bridge along the Arapokina Junction to Tapini Station was done yesterday in Kuni LLG in the Kairukuhiri district. On hand to officiate was Central Governor Rufina Pita, Kairuku Member of Parliament Pita Isoaimo, and Goilala Member of Parliament Casimiro Aya, including representatives from the Central Provincial Executive Council.
This is the Damoa Bridge in the Kuni LLG in the Kairuku district. This vital bridge was washed away 6 years ago in 2018. This bridge links the Goilala area as well. All the way 7 hours that way is Goilala Station or Tapini Station. And for 6 years, the people from Goilala and Kuni have been finding it difficult to cross this bridge. Until today, when the rehabilitation works commenced by the Governor of Central Province, Rufina Pita, and the Kairuku MP, Pita Isoaimo.
At that time, I was in consultation with our late member for Goilala, who was the then Transport Minister, and assured us of delivering a bridge for our people, or for this road here. Unfortunately, he got shifted to another ministry, then later passed on, so it was quite difficult to actually follow up on that commitment.
Governor for the Central Province gave an indication on the work ahead to link the causeway before the bridge is being built.
It's going to be, I think, 2 layers of cabin baskets, temporary, so at least vehicles are going and coming on a higher thing rather than going through the water, while we look at the main bridge being done in due course. At the same time, I think the second thing is now the minor maintenance of the Mona Highway, starting from there. Perhaps we should have started from Arapokina coming down, but from there going back up into Tapini.
This part of the Central Province is known for its coffee, cocoa, avocados and betel nut, and Governor Rufina Pita urged the people to leave the handout mentality behind and work the land to benefit from the government services.
So please, may I ask him, all board members, the best you can do is start with your agricultural products. What do you have? You have coffee trees, you have cacao DY. How many farmers are they organized in cooperatives? Provincial government, the district, provincial administration, the district administration. They are there. They have agriculture officers, commerce officers. Oh, they should come out and help you. And if they need more help, we'll bring people to help you out, to give you that training, to make it happen.
Following the formalities of the speeches, the official opening and ribbon cutting signifying the launch of work to begin. The machinery making the wet crossing and being used was purchased by the previous governor, Robert Agarobe, during his tenure as the head of the province. Governor Peter acknowledged her predecessor and plans to use the machinery to maintain the roads at 10-kilometre intervals past Kuni all the way up to Goilala LLG and Tapini Station. Rocky Iso, National EMTV News.
More than 35,000 people from Agevairu Kairuku in Central Province will benefit from a brand new fully equipped hospital, according to the MP for Kairuku, Pitanamea Iso Aimo. This hospital will be the first district hospital with modern facilities and equipment, which will not only benefit the local people, but all that use the Hiritano Highway.
Built at a cost of 29 million kina, the project is set to be opened in 2024, and local Kairuku MP Peter Isoaimo believes that his people and those in the surrounding areas will have best access to health services.
It should solve not only health problems for Kairuku, but all the traveling public from Gulf and people from Port Moresby traveling whichever, vice versa. With Papua LNG opening up, there'll be a lot of volume of traffic and people moving up and down the highway. So it's an ideal location, a central location to treat people in case of emergency and accident and all that. So
the MP humble and grateful for the assistance and partnership.
I want to extend my gratitude to Asian Development Bank, who are funding this 29 million kina hospital through DFAD of Australia, through, of course, our Central Province PHA, in consultation with my district government as the government responsible.
Mr. Isoaimo revealed that there is a sub-health centre at Agevairu. However, the new hospital is one to service the health issues of the people.
We have a sub-health center there, but we're having a hospital with full-fledged modern state-of-art facilities. Should solve all our health issues for the people there.
Once completed, the 22-bed facility will include the accidental and emergency services, consultation and examination treatment rooms, outpatient and diagnostic services such as X-ray, dental and pathology, a major procedure room, birthing services with postnatal inpatient care facilities. Rocky Iso, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to National EMTV News. Gulf Province is the proud owner of a new company called the Gulf Maritime Services. A memorandum of understanding was signed on Wednesday through a joint venture partnership by Steamships Trading Company and Gobe Freight Services for the establishment of the Gulf Maritime Services.
Gulf Maritime Services, once fully established, will provide maritime, jetty and land logistics services to Papua LNG-impacted areas along the Gulf Province. Governor of the province, Chris Haiveta, elaborated on the significance of this project embarked on by his provincial government.
The provincial government can now join with both steamships and GFS to form a company called Gulf Maritime Services that we just inked today, in which the provincial government has a share, and so does the landowners of both the PNG LNG through Gobe and Papua LNG.
Steamships Trading Company, in partnership with the newly created Gulf Maritime Services, recognizes the growth and opportunities within the Gulf of Papua and, according to Managing Director Rupert Bray, is excited about this new partnership.
For us, what's so exciting is that Gulf Maritime Services combines the strengths of the Gulf Provincial Government, the structures that they have, the goal and vision that the Governor has for his province. It combines the deep understanding that GFS has for the Gulf Province. It is really important for us as we operationalise GMS to deliver early on the opportunities for employment and for economic benefit from Papua LNG.
More so, Gobe Freight Services Managing Director Dixon Tassi said they are delighted for this partnership to work with another strong local company in Gulf Maritime Services.
We are linked up with steamships to be able to forge a future into the logistics space, providing shipping, logistics in the projects that's happening in Gulf Province and in the region.
The newly established Gulf Maritime Services becomes Gulf Province's only company operating in the oil and gas, maritime and logistics sector. More so, the Gulf Maritime Services will soon commence recruitment and training of marine cadets and will work for the Gulf Provincial Government. Lindy Suharuba, National EMTV News.
Lack of government services with no proper development in remote Lumi district of Sundown Province has caused Benita Lomi and her children to migrate to Aitape town. She migrated to Aitape purposely for her kids to have access to proper education services and employability trades.
Papua New Guinea is a resource-rich country with oil, gas and gold reserves as well as fertile land capable of producing high crop yields. However, poverty levels are higher, especially in the rural areas of the country. For those who live in the isolated districts, basic services such as healthcare and education are hard to come by, leading to multiple problems that pushed more people to migrate to towns and cities. Benita Lomi says education from rural areas suffers from a lack of funding and resources where even a school exists. Children are still unable to receive a formal education, and that has pushed her to take her children out to settle in the town.
Development and point child place so that we by we got a case flow now so we can start a place so just now we come out to the town and start inside the town so that we can making money now and living long and the multiple school fees.
Benita and her family, who resides at the Tyres compound in Aitape town, said she normally resell goods from the store at the market just to save up for her kids to attend school.
I reside town and I'm start to settlement and yeah so start na me was no beginning all school so me reside the settlement and me plus. We start we Catholic table market we walking in town so misa carry more little something come put him on the table and money.
She earns about 20 kina to 30 kina a day from a selling, which is still not enough to meet all the needs at the same time. But with determination, she won't give up easily.
Me no put it plant something so that we reach one plant 200 or 300 or so every day we make one plant 30, 40 or 20 10 times so customer and plant all by more something but me working diploma no and is working less than 30 no reaching 100 but every day me can reach 120 kina or 30 kina kind of
Esther Gane, National EMTV News.
A couple from Lufa District in Eastern Highlands Province have won the top tire prize from Coca-Cola's Peel and Win promotion. Walter Simon and Agnes Simon are part of the 10 lucky winners who get to enjoy the Music Awards experience and get to meet and greet local music artists.
Walter Simon bought a 250 ml Coca-Cola and entered the competition, which landed him a ticket for two to Port Moresby. He was accompanied by his wife Agnes. They spent 3 days and 2 nights at the Hilton Hotel and will be attending the Yumi FM Music Awards tonight before they leave for Goroka tomorrow. Walter and Agnes shared their experience as one of the best they had and thanked Coca-Cola for the promotion.
I must say, me talk thank you or some Coca-Cola all give the special treatment straight. Now there's la Hilton Hotel too, and me by na campus me talk thank you lo Coca-Cola or some bla consumer so all is one way the other. Me bla buy lo all planty so all must give bla there's la kind service lo o simple mas rauna.
All kata something em ko la meeting hotel belum mi pla kai belum mi pla all clothes mi pla welim to ko la make him na true lo ko la na mi pla kam silip la slakain house we ba mi pla na nap silip to now ba mi pla go na enjoying this la life band we all artist by playing.
From 1st February to 14th May 2023, Coca-Cola ran a consumer promotion with the Peel and Win promotion. Thousands of different prizes were given to more than 498,000 winners who participated. The top tier prize was for the 10 lucky winners to win a VIP ticket to Port Moresby, enjoy a 3 days and 2 night stay at the Hilton Hotel, and get to enjoy the Yumi FM Music Award that will be happening tonight in Port Moresby. Cynthia Maku, National EMTV News.
Police in the Moresby South electorate are now proud recipients of 7 new 10-seater vehicles. This was funded by the Moresby South District Development Authority under the leadership of member Justin Tachenko. Present to receive these vehicles was NCD Metropolitan Superintendent Silva Sika this afternoon at the Moresby South Stadium.
Hotspot areas in Moresby South will now have constant visibility and presence by police, with these 7 new vehicles presented to them this afternoon.
Expectations on behalf of our Commissioner.
This was made possible by the electorate's District Development Authority at a cost of over 1 million kina. In receiving these vehicles on behalf of his men, NCD Metropolitan Superintendent Silva Sika urged police officers to use these vehicles well. This was his stern warning to his men.
I want to see that the discipline is maintained. I don't want to see any buoy stains. The worst scenario that will happen right now, the vehicles is the beetle nut stains. I have a zero tolerance to that. Few things for you to take on when you're using these vehicles, all right? No beetle nut, no one talks, no your wife's children in these vehicles. No alcohol, no drug. This is not for drug, conveying drug. While representing the Commissioner and the Divisional Commander and the rest of the command in NCD, I just want to say thank you once again. Sincere heartfelt thank you to the Honor Office of our member and the Governor. And we give the salutation to you, both of you.
A small yet significant parade was put on by police officers of Town and Badili police stations respectively for the member for Moresby South, Justin Tachenko, and NCD Governor, Powes Pakop. With a boost of logistics for the Moresby South Police, now the general public can be rest assured that police presence will be frequent in hotspot areas of Kaugere, Sabama, Badili, Koki and Town areas, including other suburbs in Moresby South. Lindy Suharupa, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us. You're watching National EMTV News. Moving to overseas news now, and an American truck driver is facing the possibility of the death penalty after a jury found him guilty of the deadliest anti-Semitic attack in the U.S.
Well, the court was told that Robert Bowers entered the Tree of Life Synagogue in 2018 armed with several weapons, including an AR-15 rifle. Prosecutors argued that he turned what should have been a sacred place of worship into a hunting ground and that he targeted people inside that synagogue because of their religion. 11 people were killed, making it the deadliest ever attack on Jewish people in the United States. And another 7 people were injured, including 5 police officers. What the jury in Pittsburgh has decided today is that Robert Bowers is guilty of 63 federal criminal counts. They include hate crimes resulting in death and also obstruction of the free exercise of religion resulting in death. We have heard from the American Jewish Committee, which has said that justice has been served by these verdicts. It says that it will do little to ease the pain still being suffered by the people who lost loved ones in this shooting, but that it hopes that it helps on the slow process of healing. And that is a message that was reinforced by some of the leaders of the congregations that shared this synagogue. They spoke outside court after these verdicts were delivered.
I want us all to heal. I want us to have this put where it belongs in the past, but it will always be in the present. But I want us just to all heal and regain some little piece of what we had if we can.
Residents in Perth area want to change the rules to empower migrants and to include them in the democratic process.
For almost 20 years, Stephanie Chu has been paying rates while living in the city of Canning. She recently found out she couldn't sign a council petition.
I think it's a bit unfair because the city of Canning should be representing the people that lives here, so it should be our voice that counts.
Only signatures of electors are officially counted on council petitions. Ms Chu isn't considered an elector because she's not an Australian citizen.
I have previously signed a paper petition before, so now I'm just wondering whether the paper petition that I've signed get counted towards the vote or not.
That's something Cannington local Shuvajit Sarkar wants to change.
Hi. Hi, how are you going?
He realised many residents were not considered electors when he was campaigning for lower council rates.
It's not just about having X number on a petition, it's also about making those people feel included in our society.
Some councils in Victoria and Tasmania allow non-citizens to sign petitions, as long as they're residents or they own a home. Here in WA, it's up to individual councils to decide rules around petitions. But the City of Canning isn't keen to take up the issue without guidance from the state government.
There are lots of ways for people, non-citizens and citizens, to contact and speak directly with their council.
Other West Australian councils have similar rules, and it's not clear whether upcoming local government reforms will address the issue.
Calls for the resignation of Liberal Senator David Van have escalated, with his future to be decided in an urgent Liberal Party meeting this weekend.
Senator Lydia Thorpe and former Senator Amanda Stoker have now come forward with allegations, and Liberal leader Peter Dutton is aware of a third complaint. Senator Van has denied all the claims, but he's facing increasing pressure to resign from the Parliament.
Members of NATO are considering making Ukraine a member of the alliance organization.
NATO members have agreed Ukraine should become a member of the alliance, with details to be discussed at a summit in Lithuania next month. NATO Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg made the announcement following a meeting of the alliance's defence ministers, where they discussed security guarantees to be offered to Ukraine. Mr Stoltenberg insists it's not a matter of if, but when Ukraine joins NATO.
We all agree that Ukraine has already moved closer to NATO over the past decade. We agree that NATO's door is open, that Ukraine will become a member of the alliance, and that this is a decision for allies and Ukraine to make. Russia does not have a veto. We do not know when this war ends, but when it does, we need to put in place a framework that ensures Ukraine's future security and make sure that history does not repeat itself.
Russian President Vladimir Putin has stated that his military could destroy parts of the country before moving nuclear weapons to the neighboring nation of Belarus.
Russian President Vladimir Putin claims his military could destroy parts of central Kyiv, but chooses not to. Russian nuclear weapons were moved to Belarus. It is the first time they've been stationed on foreign soil since the fall of the Soviet Union. The Russian president rejected the possibility of reducing Russia's nuclear arsenal, claiming Russia has more nuclear weapons than NATO.
The first nuclear charges were delivered to the territory of Belarus, but only the first part. By the end of the summer, by the end of the year, we will fully complete this work. But this is just an element of deterrence, so that everyone who is thinking about inflicting a strategic defeat on us should not forget about this circumstance.
National MTV News continues after the break with Trukai Sports. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. Mendy Muruk's franchise manager Eric Alom has commended the Southern Highlands provincial government for presenting them 300,000 kina yesterday at the Airways Hotel in Port Moresby. Alom also had the opportunity to announce the Mendy League program as well. The government of Southern Highlands Province has come on board to assist the PRK Mendy Muruks, and this has given a boost to the team. Franchise manager Eric Alom commended the support.
We finished at the bottom. We got the wooden spoon, 2019. Okay, in 2018, the PNGRFL was going to cancel the participation license of the PRK Mendy Muruks. That's because of some of the things that happened to this team. What I'm trying to say is that between 2019 up to now, the Muruks brand is now a respectable brand. And I want to thank PRK, Mark Sakai, Isaac Joseph for providing leadership at the board, and Governor Powie and the provincial government for being there, helping us, supporting us.
With this, he appealed for change in Mendy for the Mendy Muruks to return home. He also appealed to the business houses in town as well.
Next year, this is the commitment from all of us. This team is going back to Mendy, and the challenge is for Southern Highlands and Mendy to change your attitude, change your passing, change in thinking for you, change in attitude, change in place, and we bring this team back to Mendy. If we don't, it will not stay. That I can tell you. It will not stay. I've been there and I've seen it.
A grassroots program is underway for rugby players in the province to participate in. This development program is part of the Mendy League.
PNGRFL, through the CEO Stanley Hodina, they've got this 5-year plan where they want to develop the game at the grassroots level and then make that pathway program and other grassroots rugby league development. It will feed into the Digital Cup and into the Hunters and into the Kumuls and into NRL. So that program has already started in Southern Highlands. We are pioneering this. We've taken ownership. I think, as I mentioned already, Femin Joseph has come forward as a son of Southern Highlander and also as a business person, as a rugby league person. Is very close to the Hela Wigman, as we all know. And he's registered the Mendy League, which is what we call the major league in the province. So Mendy League is now kicking off. In addition to that, the schools league is kicking off. Okay, and that means that there'll be a lot of competitions happening and a lot of avenues for players, young players, school kids, even older players, both male and female, to participate, and communities to get behind and support.
President of the PNG Hockey Federation, Raymond Lapun, has given an update on the Team PNG hockey contingent who will be partaking in the Pacific Games in Solomon Islands in November. He also gave an update on the Hockey Fives World Cup qualifiers in Australia that they will be participating in on next month. With the upcoming Pacific Games in November in Honiara, Solomon Islands, the Team PNG is in preparation to attend and represent the country. For the hockey team, preparations are underway. President of the country's Hockey Federation, Raymond Lapun, has stated that 2 teams have been set to participate. He also gave a brief on how the selection process has been made.
We had a selection trials for hockey. We had 96 people enlisted to come and participate or to present themselves to be selected for this the Pacific Games. They came over from East New Britain, Lae, Manus, and Port Moresby. So from that selection trials, we noted that yes, in the past we used to have national championships, but national championships are way expensive to send teams flying from other provinces. So we only got the players from the associations which they thought they'll make it, so that was cheaper for them, and most of the players that they sent through were selected. So from that 96 in total, we selected 20 male and 20 female for the 2 teams, for the 2 PNG teams that will participate in the Pacific Games, the hockey.
They are also participating in the Gold Coast Hockey Fives World Cup qualifiers come next month.
We are positive with that. Our guys in training have been training for the past 4 months, 6 months. Yeah. So we're looking at that. The turnout should be good. The most important thing is to participate. But we are well aware of the challenges that we'll be facing against Australia, New Zealand, and the other Pacific countries.
Trukai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome back to Trukai Sports. Moving on to overseas sports now. In AFL, the Brisbane Lions have defeated the Sydney Swans by 16 points at the Gabba last night.
A big win for the Lions. What a mark that was as well. Didn't kick the goal there. But yeah, it was the Swans that actually dominated earlier. They're up by 12 at quarter time. The Lions took control in the second and third quarter. Zach Bailey, a standout in this one. 2 goals and 26 disposals. It ends a 2-game losing streak for the Lions, who have now registered their 9th win of the season, and they're in 4th position.
The first day of the Ashes cricket test was evenly contested by both England and Australia in an entertaining match yesterday.
Australian spinner Nathan Lyon was the best of the bowlers, taking 4 wickets. Former England captain Joe Root started the bat, finishing unbeaten on 118, while Johnny Bairstow chipped in with 78. In response, Pat Cummins' side is none for 14, trailing by 379 runs.
Joe got his 100, and I think they were, played a few shots, so sort of sensed it was coming. That's sort of the way they're playing the cricket at the moment. So, first day was probably as I expected, pretty much. The wicket was not a great deal in it. Very, very slow. Not much sideways movement or swing or anything. So, 390, and we're none for, so pretty even, I'd say.
The Crusaders thrashed the Blues 52 points to 15 yesterday as they prepare to go into the Super Rugby finals.
Last night, 52 points to 15 it ended up. They dominated from start to finish. They have an incredible record at home in finals matches there in Christchurch. 29 victories, 0 losses, and that just continued last night. They'll now play the winner of the Brumbies and the Chiefs, which will get underway later on this afternoon. So a huge match there for the Australian side, looking to beat the Chiefs, who have only lost just once all season. So a big task ahead for them.
And that ends True Kai Sports. The Money Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
True Kai Sports. True Kai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And now looking at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours. In the southern region, Port Moresby City, mostly fine. Daru, mostly fine and windy. Kerema, brief showers tonight, then partly cloudy morning. Alatau, mostly fine. Popondetta, brief showers tonight, then partly cloudy morning. In the Mombasa region, Lay City, rain showers and possible thunderstorms, then cloudy. Madang, partly cloudy with few overnight showers. Wewak, partly cloudy with morning few showers. Vanimo, rain showers and drizzles and possible thunderstorms, then cloudy. In the New Guinea Highlands region, Lorengau, rain showers and thunderstorms, then cloudy. Kavieng, cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Kokopo and Rabaul, rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Kimbe, rain showers and thunderstorms, then cloudy. Buka, few showers overnight, then partly cloudy. And in the Highlands region, Mount Hagen City, patchy rain drizzles, then morning fog. Goroka and Kundiawa, rain drizzles, then morning fog. Mendi and Wabeg, rain drizzles and cloudy, then morning fog.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Saturday, the 17th of June, 2023. From all of us here, pleasant viewing. Bye for now.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Gold Nuggets.